So after 7 long years, last week finally saw the release of The Last of Us Part 2. Set 5 years after the first game, The Last of Us Part 2 sees you take control of Ellie, who is now 19. Now, regardless of your own opinions of the game's story or its characters, today I just wanted to take a look at some pretty cool Easter eggs. Now, some of the Easter eggs are found a little later in the game, so you may see certain locations or characters that could be considered spoilers, so consider this your spoiler warning. Of course, there is always a chance that I have missed an Easter egg, and if you think I have, then the best place to let me know is in the comments section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. Oh, and if you go on to enjoy this video, then a like is really appreciated. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So up first, let's take a look at some of the callbacks to the first game, and believe me, there are quite a few. The first of these callbacks can be found as soon as you take control of Ellie. After noticing the dusty PS3 along with a copy of the Jak and Daxter remastered collection, you can also find this. So this toy robot will be immediately familiar to anyone who played the first game. For those that didn't, this is the toy robot that a young Ellie stole from a toy store as a gift for Sam. Up next are a couple of familiar finds in Nancy's knickknacks, which is a phrase I never thought I'd say.
Anything in here?
Just Halloween stuff.
Some of this stuff is funny looking.
I'm not a fan.
So in the store we can find a Skelliseer box, a Nathan Drake costume and a giant Frankenstein model. All of these items could be found in the Halloween store in The Last of Us Left Behind, the expansion for the original game. Skelliseer also appeared in Uncharted The Lost Legacy, where you could ask if you should like this video and subscribe to Captain Eggcellent, and the answer would be the same every time, so make of that what you will. Speaking of references to the Left Behind expansion, in the arcade in The Last of Us 2, you can find these familiar cabinets. So, arcade cabinets for Jak X Combat Racing and The Turning. Those who played Left Behind may recall the scene where Ellie and Riley pretend to play The Turning, complete with character health bars and combo inputs. Another neat little callback can be found when exploring Joel's house in Jackson. So Joel has a photo of himself and his daughter Sarah framed. This is the same photo that Ellie gave Joel in The Last of Us 1. Also, I like how Joel has a picture of Ellie next to the picture of Sarah, showing how much he cares for her too, if that wasn't already obvious. The final reference to the first game is probably my favourite.
Joel, look! Wanna give me a ride?
Those days are long gone, kiddo.
So this is a reference to the numerous situations in the first game that required Joel to push Ellie on a pallet to solve puzzles, as she couldn't swim. I think this particular reference is a really nice touch. So after covering the callbacks to The Last of Us 1, let's take a look at some of the nods to other games made by Naughty Dog. Now of course we've already covered the Uncharted 2 costume and the copy of Jak and Daxter found next to the PlayStation 3, but there are quite a few more items tucked away. The first find of note is actually another dusty PS3, though this time the games are a little different. The PS3 in Eugene's hideout has a copy of Uncharted 2 on top of a copy of Uncharted 1, along with another copy of the Jak and Daxter remastered collection. Of course, all three games were developed by Naughty Dog. Oh, and for those wondering why it's a PS3 and not a PS4, it's because the infection started in The Last of Us in September 2013 and the PS4 didn't release until November 2013, which is a pretty cool attention to detail. That's not the only interesting find in Eugene's hideout, as amongst the copious amounts of dead weed plants, you can also find these.
Hey, he's got that videotape thing.
Huh. of the wolf. Smash Brandy's cooch.
Are these?
It's porn.
Interesting taste, Eugene.
So, Dong of the Wolf is a nod to the Dawn of the Wolf, the Twilight parody featured in the first game, and Smash Brandy's Cooch is a pretty obvious reference to Crash Bandicoot. As Dina helpfully points out, this is Eugene's porn collection. The next reference to another Naughty Dog developed game can be found in the bank in Seattle.
Look at all this money. The bag's full.
Man, if we were back in the old world, whew, we'd be rich. Cool.
So this ring, engraved with the phrase Sic Parvis Magna, is the same ring that Nathan Drake owns in the Uncharted series. For those wondering, Sic Parvis Magna is Latin and roughly translates into, from small beginnings, great things come. So this next Easter egg doesn't actually reference a Naughty Dog game, but it does reference a very underrated handheld system.
Don't make a fucking sound. Hands up.
Easy.
Do you know a girl named Nora?
Sure, yeah.
So this unlucky guard was trying to make her way through the Eggcellent Hotline Miami on the PS Vita before Ellie rudely interrupted her. I mean, at least wait until she's finished the level. The final reference to Naughty Dog actually references the game's director.
Hello.
So this collectible hero card, going by the name of Dr. Uckman, is a reference to The Last of Us Part 2's director, Neil Druckmann. Neil has even taken to using the card's image as his profile picture on Twitter. Up next is something that I'm not sure is even an Easter egg, but it's worth including because penis drawings will never not be funny. As I said, I'm pretty certain this isn't an Easter egg, but if you think it might be, then please let me know in the comments. One of the most memorable things about The Last of Us as a series is the excellent soundtrack composed by Gustavo Santaolalla. Thankfully, Gustavo is back for The Last of Us Part 2, and not just in music form. At the beginning of the game, you can spot Gustavo playing the guitar in Jackson.
Hey, old timer. Yeah, get a good scratch.
Regular viewers of this channel will be well aware of the 451 code by now. The code, a reference to the Ray Bradbury book, Fahrenheit 451, is a pretty common sight in video games, with recent titles such as Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Prey featuring the code along with many others too. While not wanting to miss out, The Last of Us Part 2 also features the famous code.
Oh shit.
So along with the palette reference that we covered earlier, this next Easter egg is my favourite in the game. When Joel and Ellie visit the museum for Ellie's birthday, they will discuss the dinosaurs on display, with some pretty obvious references to a very famous dinosaur film series.
Oh, look at those talons.
That is a velociraptor.
Actually, it's a Deinonychus.
Pretty sure these are velociraptors. Yeah. I mean, at least that's what they called them in this movie I saw.
What species is this?
It's a velociraptor.
Compsognathus. Whew, it's a big name for little guys.
Yeah, they'd swarm you.
Did you see that in a movie too?
Actually, yeah. But a different one. See, there's a sequel. It wasn't as good.
Are you looking at this? I'm afraid there isn't enough to go around.
Brachiosaurus ate 600 pounds of plants each day. Whew. Imagine the poops.
Yeah, there's one scene where, actually one of the guys said, "That's a big mound of shit."
What is this movie, and when can we see it?
Tell you what, when we get back to Jackson, movie night.
That is one big pile of shit.
As I said, I think the Jurassic Park references, the palette we found earlier, and the final clips in this video are my favourite Easter eggs in the entire game. So the final clips I wanted to share are a couple of the guitar scenes in the game. The first of which is Joel singing to Ellie.
If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself. Everything I have found here, I'm not found by myself.
So I won't play the whole song as this is part of the story, so isn't really an Easter egg, more of a reference, but the song that Joel is singing is actually the song Future Days by Pearl Jam. The second song is missable and can be found in the music store in Seattle and sees Ellie sing an acoustic version of Aha's Take On Me to Dina.
Talking away. I don't know what I'm to say. I'll say it anyway.
I'll leave a link to the full versions of both songs in the description. So that's it, that's 25 Easter eggs, secrets and references found in The Last of Us Part 2. As mentioned, if you think I have missed an Easter egg, then the best place to let me know is in the comments section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. If you want to support the channel further and get access to early videos and other perks, then either click the join button down below or check out the link to my Patreon in the description. A big thank you to the following patrons and YouTube members: Claire Lawrence, Funky Guy, Old Gen Gamer, Nicholas J, Tremor, DJX Gaming, Kevin Hummett and Taco622. I hope you all enjoyed the video, thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.